Hey guys, and welcome to another 10-Minute Tuesday. This week we're going to talk about taxidermy. What we do know, what we don't know, how much it costs, how much it should cost, and then also where to go. And I'm kind of hoping you guys are going to comment because I don't know of a whole lot of taxidermists these days. But this 10-Minute Tuesday is brought to you by Onyx Hunt. Guys, if you don't have Onyx on your phone, you're not as proficient of a hunter as you could be.
True.
So use your discount code MWF20 to get yourself 20% off of Onyx.
You won't be disappointed for sure if you're not using it. That's just insane. But, okay, let's talk about taxidermy.
Mm-hmm.
So I will just come right out and say I don't know that much about the process specifically of actually doing the taxidermy. I understand the basics. But why don't you talk a little about what you think sets apart a great taxidermist from somebody who's just like coming up, learning, getting better, whatever that is.
Well, I tell you what, there's not a whole lot of taxidermists these days in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And the ones that are here are very expensive.
Yep.
And they have a waiting list of like 2 to 4 years. And so that is very difficult when your birds have already been in the freezer for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can dry out after 3 years, I think.
I'm sure it all depends on how they're packaged.
2 to 3 years. Yeah.
3 to 4 is what I see most common online.
Yeah. And so, but I've seen some pretty shitty taxidermists. I had a buddy's brother do a ring neck for me and a hooded merganser. Threw away the hooded merganser right away. And then the ring neck just looked rough. You remember that?
Oh, I remember it.
It looked rough. Now
It was brutal.
He only charged me about $75 more than what the materials costed, which is pretty cool. Now I know what taxidermy materials cost. So like what I was getting at, the eyes looked terrible on that duck.
Oh, I remember. It looked like they were shriveled, like they were dead.
Yeah. He didn't do a very good job of painting the bill. In which, if he watches the podcast, I'm sorry. I mean, you warned me. You warned me that you were just getting started.
But
no, I didn't name any
names.
names.
Right.
But he warned me. He's like, "Hey, I haven't done a whole lot of it, but I would love to like get better at it doing your birds." And I was like, "Here you go." And should have just kept it.
Yeah. Also,
you should have just kept it.
I just want to say, why the fuck were you mounting a ring neck, dude?
I have one getting mounted right now.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
No way.
They're
I'll
freaking
tell you
epic.
what, man.
They're freaking epic, dude.
I don't know what it is about you and ring necks, man.
Dude, if it flies, bro.
I am never mounting a ring neck.
They're beautiful. They get that little, that reddish maroon color above the ring. Epic.
That fires you up.
Oh, yeah, dude. You get a big old poofed up head. I also love how their bill looks. Those clean white lines on the bill look so cool. So cool, dude.
Not that good to eat, though.
Ring necks aren't terrible. There's worse. Like that buffle head above you right there. You should actually grab that for me, would you? But yeah, no, it's anatomic and anatomy is huge for when it comes to taxidermy, and then preservation and paint of the feet and the bills.
Mm-hmm.
So like this is a buffalo head I had done, I don't even know how long ago. Quite some time ago.
I would say like 8 years ago now. 8 years ago?
I mean, this is a big buffalo head too. It was a nice buffy.
Yeah.
Some nice colors. Yeah.
I don't know if it's huge or anything, but yeah, it's a really pretty one.
Yeah,
It's definitely got nice black and white contrast.
Yeah, he was a nice bird.
Yeah, and it's got the colored up head.
Mm-hmm.
You fucker, you yawned.
I'm sorry.
Got me bad.
I'm sorry. What I was going to get at with, I didn't have as much appreciation for taxidermy until I decided, I was like, you know what, it costs a bunch of money and it'd be cool to like start that up as like a business at some point, maybe do like 10 birds a year for other people other than myself, because I'm trying to get all 41 taxidermied at some point in my life. I'm going to spend a lot of money on that. So it's like, if I can save myself some money, have some fun free time in the off season, whatever. And so I started watching YouTube videos, bro. Not for me.
Right. Found out really quickly the detail work was not your thing.
Not for me. Well, it's just so difficult, dude. Like, imagine cutting down this thing's chest.
Right.
Right? After it's been frozen, then you unthaw it, and then you take a scalpel, cut it open, and then you have to separate all the fat from the meat.
Yeah.
And you, like, peel it off of his head, around his feet. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot. Like, it doesn't sound enjoyable at all to me.
No.
But
And then you got to clean off
just
all the
working with
blood.
dead animal carcasses all day.
Right. Well, and I don't know. Well, you've never gotten a bird taxidermied.
Yeah.
So, like, when you walk into the dude's garage or his pole barn to go and pick up your bird, he's obviously working on other things. Bro, the smell. It's never getting out of there. Like,
Yeah.
the resale value of that place is fucked.
For sure.
You know?
You have to build a separate pole barn and just burn it down when
Yeah.
you leave.
100%. It is
Yeah.
soaked with blood and just dead shit.
So gross.
Like, the smell is soaked with blood, and it's just, or the smell. Did I say the sound or the smell?
The smell.
Yeah. But no, I just watched these videos, and I'm like, I just gave a better appreciation for taxidermists. It's a true skill and an art.
Yeah.
So if someone's not perfect at it, like, I understand, but also charge accordingly. You know,
Yeah,
when I was starting to get birds done 10 years ago, 12 years ago,
yeah. What were you paying then?
I was paying about $200 a bird.
Right.
And then geese were like an extra $100. So it was like $300 for geese, $200 for ducks. And then if you wanted to do anything more than like this for a habitat where he's just sitting on a piece of spray foam with some rocks and gravel on it with like a little wooden pedestal, dead mounts were like an extra $50 or $75 for the wood. They'd build it for you, but I always built my own dead mount wood.
Yep.
And now it's $350 a duck minimum, up to $550 for the guy in St. Cloud, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or is he more?
I think $550.
I thought he was more.
He's $550 for like normal ducks, and then eiders are more expensive.
Yep.
Nuts.
Sea ducks are more expensive. And then geese, like Sierra Langbell charges like $750 for a spec.
Yeah.
Insane.
Insane.
Like, I get it. It takes a lot of time,
Yeah, it's a skill.
but it's like, I kind of don't want to pay that.
Yeah, that's
You know?
a lot of money, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a lot of money to mount birds, for sure. Especially when you're mounting like 41.
Right.
Yeah, that's $28,000.
Is it really?
Yeah, I mean 41 times 700, 4 times 7, 28. I mean, yeah, continents are my thing, but fucking simple math, I kill.
28,700. Wow.
Right.
Damn, Cal. Let's do 41
Think that
times.
I feel like that was easy. Give me another one. Let's do another one.
41 times
Don't make me seem
350.
dumb.
41 times 350.
41 times 350?
Yeah.
It'd be
5 minutes later.
14,350.
That's exactly what it is. Just took you too long.
I knew it was 14,000. I was trying to just make sure I had all the numbers in my head.
The fleshing of the bird and getting all the extra like meat that came off of it.
On the skin, you're saying? On the carcass?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's gross. Fleshing, just
drying
all
it out.
fleshing videos I've ever seen just make me like not interested in doing that at all.
Yeah. No, the fleshing and then just removing the skin from the bird properly and then
I can't imagine
reattaching it and sewing it.
Cutting around the feet?
Yeah.
Like, I can't even imagine that.
It's tough.
How do you?
Well, they always say to like paper towel the feet and whatever, but then they never reuse the feet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they get fake feet and then they paint them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Which
That's
is annoying. Which is annoying.
That's why sometimes they look fucked up.
Yeah.
The feet can be weird looking sometimes.
They can be really weird looking.
Yeah.
But no,
Eyes and
it's-
feet are like the two spots where things can get scary. Now,
right.
feathers can get gross, but like that happens all the time.
Right.
You get a real fucked up eye or like really fucked up foot. That's
Well,
like,
the
oh,
eyes are
shit.
fake too.
Right.
Yeah. No, when you get some time, guys, go and watch the full process of how to taxidermy a bird, and I guarantee you won't be like, I'm not paying over $300 for a duck.
The hardest part is this. How many hours do you think someone, like even like someone who's really good at it, how many hours do you think they have into doing a bird?
Minimum of 8.
Right.
Minimum.
So if the supplies are $50, $100,
I think it's about 75 to $100 a duck.
yeah, and
then
I'm
geese
sure
are more.
that was 10 years ago. I have no idea what it is now. Maybe it's 150. I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, so what does that
You
guy
need-
deserve
you
to
need
get
the
paid
paint,
an hour?
You need the paint. You have to have an airbrush.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be thinking somebody who's a really skilled taxidermist got to be making $50 an hour.
Or that.
Yeah,
because
I mean, if
they're
it's-
not just doing one duck; they're doing 10 ducks at a time in the same stage,
Sure.
and so they're utilizing their time properly.
It's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm saying just for your duck, you should expect to pay $50 an hour for someone's labor if they're a skilled taxidermist.
Mm-hmm. Which
That's all I'm
honestly
saying.
is not that crazy. If you
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if he's got 8 hours into a duck, that's $400 plus the 125. I mean, you're at $525 for this guy to make his money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's expensive. And that's why I get it that they're expensive. But if you have aspirations of mounting 41 birds, that's pretty daunting, the amount of money you're going to spend doing that.
Yeah, you just got to space it out.
Yeah.
Space it out per year. But
Yeah.
Right now I have a storm wedgeon getting mounted that might not be able to get mounted because I didn't wrap the bill or the feet. And the Ziploc it was in, the foot poked through the Ziploc, and so all the moisture got taken out of the duck. So he's trying to figure it out right now. Then I got a blackjack, hooded merganser, common merganser, Drake mallard, hen mallard.
One question I have before we end this. How many times do you think people turn in birds and then either the bird wasn't packaged properly or, I hate to say this, okay, because I don't want to be that guy, but at the end of the day,
be that guy.
I might be that guy. How many times do you think taxidermists fuck up on accident and then they just call you and yeah, you packaged this thing wrong, man?
I bet you earlier in their career they do, but I bet you they were like, hey, sorry, the next bird's on me. Or whatever,
Sure.
or I won't charge you for this bird. You just bring me another bird, and
Yeah.
it's the same.
I think it's just one of those things that's so hard because it's you don't know. I don't know anything. I understand the process, like you said. I've seen videos, but in terms of the minute details of what makes a good wrap job or oh yeah, you preserve this bird really well. You can follow what they say to do, but then sometimes you just have things that come up, and it's kind of people having someone work on their car if you don't really trust them. If you don't know how cars operate, you could go to this guy and he could just tell you anything.
Right.
You have to fix it.
I've heard a lot of guys say, I killed this bird. The wing was broken, and I wanted to do this certain mount with it. But because of how the bird was that I sent it to him, we couldn't mount it this way, so we had to mount it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've also heard, remember Corey Loeffler was talking about he's shooting Ross geese and then they explode on the ground?
Yeah.
Type of a deal where you shoot the shit out of them, or your dog over mouths it, rips it open, so you want to do a flying mount, and then the guy's like, hey, you can't. When I started cutting him open, the whole thing just opened up,
Yeah.
So you'd have to do it in a dead mount if you are going to do it, if this bird is really special to you, or they'll just plain old say, I messed up.
Sure.
I can't do it the way you wanted to. Is this okay? I'll take $50 off, $75 off, whatever.
Yeah.
So obviously people make mistakes, but I don't think it's as nefarious as.
Sure. I'm
you're
sure
saying.
you're probably right,
Mhm.
but you just have to wonder.
Right. Well, I'm sure in the early stages of taxidermy, anything goes.
Yeah.
Anything
Guys,
goes.
before we wrap this up, send us a DM on Instagram with if you have a duck mount that you think is really cool. We would love to see it. So send it in to us. That'd be sweet to just check out everyone's duck mounts.
Yeah.
Be cool. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys in the next one.